I love you, Bobby.
Hey, V, line them up.
What's going on, CBR fam? We back here once again. We in the month of October. Man, it seemed like 20, it seemed like 2024 flew past. It just seemed like it just flew right past us. Who we got here already? We got JNS Exotics, James Perry. What's going on? We got Tradesman. Hey, Tradesman, I got at you earlier. You need to go check IG, bro. We got Salad. We got Chris from Innerbox. We got Cousin Jaffe. Roro, what's good, Roro? We got Tuck, Jeff Hoschel, Mikey Marsh, Cousin Dimitri, Julie Gavin talking from the background. We got TPC, what's good? The big homie, Sony Raju, what's going on? We got Carly talking for the background as well. Oh man, I got the burst. Start drinking this Dos Equis. Just hitting me already. Hey man, glad to see y'all, man. Listen, you got people out there you love. You may not always be able to change their mind about certain things. And, you may not always agree, but always reach out and love them if you love them. Sometimes it's bigger than whatever issue y'all got between each other. And, just let your people in your life know that you're there for them, even when they be being assholes. Um, um, I think that for this week, hold on, let me go back. Where's that? I know I sent it. All right. So for this topic, for the this tonight's topic, for the MVF deep dive, we're gonna talk about a poll that they had on the on the MVF, uh, and the question was, it was levied by Dave D. And the question was, would you purchase a snake that had previously had a respiratory infection? 4% said no. Well, 4%, and this is just one person. One person, we'll just say person. One person said no. 6 people said no, I wouldn't put my collection at risk. 2 people said yes, just like snakes can get sick and then get better. 16 people said yes, but the snake would have to be healthy for a substantial period of time following the respiratory infection. And then it goes on and on about certain people and how they kind of see it. Um, let's talk about respiratory infections, man. So respiratory infections. So I was just seeing some of the NATO tests being done. So the thing about respiratory infections can mean a lot of things, man. Respiratory infections can be a result of bad husbandry. Respiratory infections can be a result of the enclosure being too hot or too cold, dirtiness, nido, stress, uh, grounding from stress, then it becoming respiratory infections. Listen, there's a lot of reasons for respiratory infections, and I'm not going to get into everyone's reasoning for it. Uh, but the way that I see it, man, is you're never going to truly get rid of it. Just because some people say that just because a snake has a respiratory infection, it automatically has nido. I don't believe that, but there's just so many reasons for it, and since there's so many reasons for it, that just comes to question as to what do you do with a snake that has a respiratory infection beyond the possibility of making it better. Like, would you take in one from someone? Let's say that they had a collection and they're trying to get out of it, and you see this animal has respiratory infection. Let's say you have an animal that you paid for. this animal has a respiratory infection. And sometimes you take animals as is. I know some people that took animals that had minor respiratory infections. It turned out to be NIDO. NIDO tests don't necessarily come back positive from one test. You got to retest all the time, and you never really know. So that's a question for you guys. I didn't really want to go into this one and reach y'all a whole bunch of shit. I just kind of wanted to ask you guys, and just think about it. Like, would you take a snake in that had a respiratory infection? Does it bother you having one that previously had a respiratory infection? And I know that a lot of people have dealt with them. I've dealt with them before, but that's just a question for y'all to ponder as your collections grow and expand, and possibly moving an animal from your collection to another collection, or vice versa, that may have at one point in time had a respiratory infection. Those are questions that we all got to ask the longer we're in the hobby, because these things do arise. Keno's not here yet, so we're waiting for Keno. Um, we're gonna get this keeper clash going on in a second. Shout out to everybody that's been doing really well lately. I've seen a lot of good things. Could it be done? Definitely not. Yeah, yeah, Sony. I think that that's a good response for it. We do got Chondro classifieds because I knew it was something I was missing. So we got snakes for Mikey Marsh. Um, that weird dude that be around that don't got no hair on the top. So he's got some babies he wants to show off. Oh, that's Keno. My bad, y'all. Uh, he's got this animal, and I think there might be another animal. I'm probably missing a picture. Hold on, let me go back. There's this animal, and then there's this animal, and this is the dam, and then the sire. Let me see if I have another picture. Oh, yeah. You see, the thing with this program is like you upload multiple pictures at a time, and like multiple pictures don't upload for some reason. Oh, that's one, and that is another one. So if you guys are looking to get some fresh neos, go hit Mikey Marsh. Oh shit, I didn't send Keno the link, y'all. Keno still wouldn't have been on time if not would have sent the link on time. All right, y'all. So we are going to bring in uh we are going to bring in Carly and Julie for this keepers class. So y'all show some love to Carly and Julie. What's up, y'all?
Hey.
What's up? What's up? How y'all been?
Been good. How about you?
I'm good, man. So this is Keepers Clash 9. This is first time we had to get the perspective from two ladies in the game, two well respected ladies in the game. And shout out to Todd Gavin for holding it down.
Yeah.
The silent guy,
Yeah.
silent guy that he just stands there. He's just like, man, I'm just here.
And he does all the work. So much work.
Yeah, I know he does, man. Listen, when I saw y'all at the show, and I was just like, damn, man, y'all was looking as aggravated as Ken Deal. I'm just like, man, this Sunday is tearing y'all up. No, y'all don't want to be here no more. What's going on, Carly?
Hey, it's going. Did you send Keno the link? Because he's still
Yeah,
complaining.
yeah, I sent it to him.
Okay.
I forgot, but I think I was supposed to call Keno like earlier today, like like once I got home, but I fell asleep. Um, so yeah, that's probably what I usually would have sent it, but yeah, that's on me. But his ass ain't even at home any damn way.
He would have
Fuck
been
difference.
late anyway.
Yeah, it don't fucking matter. Uh, so have you guys ever seen any of the Keepers clashes?
Yeah, I've watched
Oh,
quite a few of them.
Yes.
okay, so they're timed. Everybody gets to have their individual response period. And we'll do the individual response period at 3 minutes this time, and then we'll do 4 to 5 minutes of just open discussion. Um, but before we get into that, could you guys give the audience some background about yourselves? We'll start with you, Julie.
Background. I'm a fifth grade science teacher. This year I get to
Yeah,
teach social studies too. Okay.
wife of Todd Gavin.
I have Todd. We've been keeping reptiles now for only about probably 5 years. Well, probably 6 years keeping. 5 years started breeding crested geckos, and then the last 3 years we've been breeding the green tree pythons. So, and we kind of have an eclectic array of animals throughout the home.
Yeah, strange little geckos that you can't get anywhere else
No, I love
besides
them
Todd
so
and Julie
much.
Gavin. Little,
Those
little. Listen,
little,
those little blue ones is like the same color of blue as like the toilet water when you first put that new fuck in it.
not
I was
like
just like, man, that shit is nice.
not like they're better than that. Better
It's
than
a
that.
nice blue.
Um, did you see my little tiny like little Ebanawi babies too? They're like
I don't know if I've seen them.
tiny. They're so small. They're so cute.
Do they look like popcorn kernels?
Get a little bit bigger than that, but yes, like it's a little partially popped popcorn. It's like that. It's like that.
Jiffy
They
Pop
got
babies.
evil, like little satanic eyes.
Well, you know, when I saw like some of those geckos, I was like, man, these things are cool. And I was like, I'd lose this thing immediately. I lose it. I know I lose it.
Oh, and they dart. They run away so fast. Like yes, we have chased many of them around our room many times.
Man, you
They're
know how
kind of
many?
assholes that way.
I don't know what's going on, but in my snake room, like babies kept getting out for a while. I don't know what was going on.
Not fun. Not fun.
they they all went to the same place. Well, most of them except for one. One was hiding. So like on the walls, I put insulation board up and just kind of
Uh-huh.
covered it with vinyl sheeting, and my Stiegel animal got out, and that's where it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, no.
yeah,
Behind there, like behind it, inside of it or something?
yeah. It was. Yeah, my father-in-law actually found it. I was just like, good eye, because I walked right past that same spot several
Right.
times in a frenzy and didn't see that motherfucker. So.
I let a couple of snakes out the other day. Todd messaged me at work. He's like, can't find him. Like,
I mean, it is kind of a closed environment. It is kind of. All right, Carly, let's get your background.
Okay. I am technically I'm on an extended sabbatical for work, but technically speaking, what my career field is in is developmental fish biology. So I actually work with fish. Um,
Are you a
um,
scientist?
I'm a scientist. I'm a
A
real
real one?
scientist.
I'm just trying to teach
I'm a real one.
I'm a real man.
Um, but yeah, so I am, like I said, I'm on an extended sabbatical while we work on kind of like family and that kind of stuff. And I'm also in the process of finishing up a paper right now as well. So I'm on a break from that a little bit, which is great, which because it means I can focus on these guys, which has taken up a lot of my time. I have off and on had reptiles growing up. I didn't get into the chondros until back in 2019. And then this is also was my technical third year breeding, but I took a year off in the middle because of having my son. So I did not breed that year. My first year was not quite successful, unfortunately, but then this year was, which is great. So, and I've got not so much of a mix of everything as Julie does. I just recently added emeralds and some scrub pythons. So, yeah, it's fun. it's
Okay.
it's entertaining. I don't have things that I have to chase, which is thank goodness. I've never had any snakes get out, which is fantastic because behind this wall, because there's a whole nother layer of cages too. Behind this wall is like they're not on casters. It is a mass of cords, and I would cry because I just know that something would go immediately back there. And I would cry. I would cry so hard because that's just going to be a nightmare to undo. I had one snake that I left out. She did not get out. I left her out when I was pregnant. I had her out cleaning on her perch, and I put the perch on a 5-gallon bucket. I proceeded to leave the house,
Oh.
left the house, came back in. She was still sitting there. Never moved. So I was like, well, thank you.
Yeah, some snakes are like that. Some snakes, they just don't want to be free. They just
But other than that,
waiting.
I've never had an escapee. And I am so thankful for it. Knock on wood. I don't want one.
Shit, I had an escapee last week, but this shit ain't about me. This shit is about you. So we're gonna get to the questions. Y'all got anything else y'all want to say before we start?
No, but I do agree that those little electric blue day geckos you were talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I love those.
Did you see those?
Well, at the show?
The show, yeah.
Yeah, I saw them. They were nice.
I saw him at the show. I was just like, man.
But I
Just
keep
think
hearing
about having
Kaylee's horror stories of having to shoot them down from the ceiling, and I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah, they're.
I don't even want. We don't even gotta go into that. Shooting your geckos down from the ceilings. Yeah. I just feel like there's somebody that can't wait to be like, man, they're cruel to animals.
How else are you gonna get it down?
Listen, man. You don't gotta tell us how you got it down. You just gotta say you got it like this.
We got it.
Sometimes people get too caught up in the method. Just take the result. You got what you want, didn't you? Don't ask no questions. Okay, so the first question is we're gonna keep it kind of easy. I got questions written down on this notebook that my kids keep taking and doodling over.
I want to see the doodles.
Yeah.
Show off
It's
the
just
artwork.
it's not like it's like stuff like this. Can you see?
Artwork.
Yes,
Dude.
there you go. Face.
They
Yeah.
start somewhere.
Why?
Hold on. Here's another one. I don't even know what that is. Is that a figure eight? I don't know what the fuck that is. Yeah, it's just this.
It's progress.
And then they just write over my fucking questions. This is my son, more than likely. This is definitely my son's handiwork.
How old is he?
3.
3.
He's a
Yes.
3-year-old man child
3.
with unstable emotions.
My gosh, we just hit in that, and it's
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. If your kids didn't look like you really wouldn't take care of them. That's why, people are like, I'm happy to be a step parent. I'm just like, man, these kids fucking suck. That ain't even yours? Fuck that. So let's talk about the first question. We're gonna start off kind of hot. We're gonna talk about genetics related to breeding. So the question is, how do you choose which parents will give you the desired phenotypical results from the genetics you're using? How many generations are you willing to breed? or bet on that pairing to prove out, the phenotypes that you want to get out of it. How do you decide what not to breed for risk associated with problematic offspring? So if you have offspring and all the babies die, are you going to do it again? So we'll start off with
It
Carly.
didn't like draw all over those questions. Like you just
No,
okay.
you want me to reread it again?
No,
I
no.
You're gonna
can.
have to
Let Carly
You
start.
can
I'm
ask
good.
3 at one time.
Yeah, it's a topic.
That's 3 topics, babe.
It's one topic with 3 questions. All right, listen. All right, so we'll redo it over. So how do you choose which pairings that you will do to achieve a certain phenotype that you're trying to get out of it? Let's say you're trying to get blue. Let's say you're trying to get, different patterns or whatever. How many
Stop there.
generations?
You can stop there, and then we can do the
No, no,
next.
no, 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 no. Because it's gonna take a while. How many generations are you willing to bet on this pairing to prove out that you're gonna get this desired result, this desired phenotype? And how do you decide what not to breed due to risk associated with problematic breeding? So, Carly, we're gonna let you go first.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go.
So my way that I pick what I want to breed together to get the phenotypes is literally very complicated. I write everything down in an Excel sheet, and I just
Exactly, Carly.
it's like a whole puzzle piece.
Yeah.
And I know it's complicated, but it works for me, and I'm fine with that. But most of what I'm working with is I really am liking focus on the high blue, or not the high blue, sorry, the high yellow and the melanistic. I do have like a tiny blue project, but it's really not my main focus. But obviously, I'm going to stay within the range. So if, I have my list that says what animals either they're genetically expressing or they're genetically inclined to express. So if they're not expressing something, like I have a female from John Leckie, and she's got some nice yellow on her. She's not genetically, I wouldn't say expressing high yellow, but she has it in her background. So I can say, hey, this is genetically, she's inclined for it, but I would want to put her with something that is genetically expressing the high yellow. But I'm not going to mix my high yellow animals with the ones that are genetics have blue in them. It doesn't make sense to just hodgepodge shit together for me. And I don't like that idea. So like I said, I'm very calculated when I do it. And I'm also calculated based on, like, I have males that are high yellow that I know they won't throw yellows just because of their background. I know that they're really likely to be red dominant. I'm not going to put them with my John Leckie female who was a yellow neo, who was really high yellow, because a lot of that clutch, the high yellow, has come from the yellow babies. And I would want yellow babies because of that. So as far as how many generations, do you mean like how many generations you want to produce? So like you see a pairing, you see the babies grow up, and then how many you would do following before you can, say these are high yellow without a shadow of a doubt? Or
Yeah.
okay. That I am a scientist at the end of the day. I'm not going to sit and pseudo replicate shit and say that it's, I did it once and it produced high yellow, because it's not guaranteed to do it again. So me, I would prefer 2, maybe even 3. Until then, I'm just going to label it as possible high yellow, possible high blue, or something like that. And just be open and honest. Hey, I've only done this once. These are my results. Take what you want from it. But I expect to see similar results. But it's not guaranteed. It's chondros, for crying out loud. And the last question, is that my timer?
It's your timer, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna let you breathe.
The last question, there's so many things that can go wrong with these snakes. So if, they come out and let's say some of them are missing eyes, or some of them have got smaller eyes, or they're really kinked, that could have been something I did in my incubation. I mean, I live somewhere where the power constantly will go off randomly if we have just a little bit of weather. So I can't rule that out. Now, if it happens a second time, I'm probably going to start to be like, okay, we're going to change some things up here, change one of the aspects of this, one of the animals, and see if that changes something.
Okay, that's a good explanation. Miss Gavin, you're up.
See, I'm the science teacher, not the actual scientist keeping all the data. So,
Teacher
yeah,
scientist.
I don't know. I mean, we do spend a lot of time, like weeks, like discussing. We might write something down, but not to the extent like we don't have a spreadsheet. We don't have any of that. But just going back and looking at, okay, here's this animal. Like Carly said, it's expressing high yellow. I also see some melanism in it. When I look back at the lineage, yes, there's melanism in it. And if you talk to the breeder, like Patrick, like our one, like I know that Uguay,
Shout out to Pat.
that
Okay.
yeah, he just showed it to you. That one of the snakes I have from him would be one to put if you want a high yellow project if you want to do that. So he also has a lot of melanism too, though. So like with our John Lucky female, we keep debating. I mean, we still have a couple of years to go before we get to that point with that one, but those are definitely things we consider, like past genetics. Depending on what we have quite a few like locality animals that did come from either from somebody else who picked them up, maybe from Clockwork, or just straight at Beox. So there's kind of, you're never sure what you're going to get with that. Like Carly said, they're chondros. So some of that. So we do try to pair something together. Like if I'm like this snake has more blue in it, has more blue in its lineage, even if it's not expressing it, that's how I'm going to pair it with somebody else. But yeah, we like to focus. I'm like Carly. I like the yellow and the melanism. I'm both of those. That's amazing. As far as generations, we're already older. How many generations out? I'm gonna get on some of these animals. I'm saying. We'll see. Just starting all of this out. Because we're still growing out like our first baby. She was a Mosul and a blue line male. Even though our blue line male is very yellow, he's still a blue line. So that baby is a really pretty green. I'm still growing her out. So it just depends on, yeah, where we get to in our lives. But yeah, I'd like to see it out a few times. And I liked hearing Carly's response, like thinking about, okay, yeah, it worked great with this pairing this one time. Do you do that again and get the same results, or is it going to be the same results?
Yeah, that's
Or is it going to be something completely different? So something we need to consider.
the question.
Mhm.
That's the big question. Is because people say they got something, and then
Right.
okay, can you do this again? And it
Yeah.
doesn't work out like that again.
And it always seems like even with the geckos, like, because that's obviously what I have most experience with, because you can keep more geckos, you can breed them a lot sooner than you can the snakes. So when I see something like your truly spectacular animal that comes through, like the chances of ever producing another spectacular animal like that again, those odds are low. I feel like I don't know as much in the snake as it is, but yeah,
Yeah.
but I see these breeders that I follow that have been doing this for longer than what probably Todd and I will be able to do. They have it. You can see when you look at their animals what they've bred for and how it's turned out, and that's really impressive to me.
Yeah.
As far as genetics, Todd's really like he has it dialed in as far as the incubating and the temperature and checking and all of that, what we've done. So if we had a clutch that produced a lot of animals with a lot of deformities, I don't know if what we would do, like if we would even breed those animals again. Definitely give them a year or so break if we decided, depending on the animal too. Like some of these animals are really spectacular that we have, and that would be a good bummer. So we might try it again, but we'll have to see. Is that you flickering?
Yeah, that's me. I don't know what's going on.
It's probably Kino trying
It's
to like
probably,
get your attention.
it's probably the ghost of Kino coming to aggravate me.
Kino's trying to like get in, and you're not allowing it.
All right, so we got open discussion period. And one thing about breeding animals is you guys are right. The idea that you will get it the same thing on the second go around is possible. Is it likely? Nobody knows. The animals are different. Um, same animals, just different things will be expressed in those neos. I was just looking at a baby of mine from my second parent for my Sarong Biak. And this is a yellow neo, is dark. It has dark OCC. And none of them had dark OCC before. From the first clutch. It was all light. So I was just like, I don't know. Maybe this will stick around. Maybe it won't. But it is
Is that the
weird.
one you just shared? Did you
Is that the
share?
one you posted today?
I posted it yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's not. But yeah, I think also the thing with genetics is getting snakes to breed that all the things that it say are in its lineage. You may never actually see expressed in its offspring. I know that people don't like hearing that, but it happens. It sure does happen a lot.
A lot. I've seen a lot of really good
with red babies.
I've seen a lot of really good animals just throw these green as grass babies.
Come on, you guys, just put all your money on this red baby. You think you're gonna get all
Nobody's commenting
your money back? It's just like, bro, nobody buy no green ass snakes, bro. But yeah, so like that does happen. But yeah, do you guys got anything else you guys want to talk about genetics wise before we move on to the next question?
I think a lot of things that people need to consider when we're talking about snake genetics is there's, especially with green tree genetics, there's quite literally more research on fish genetics than there are green tree genetics. Like there a lot of chondros stuff is just unknown.
Yeah.
So, people can sit and ask, well, what do you think this is going to do? What do you think this is going to do? Man, I don't know. I don't have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. When you are buying a Neo, and it doesn't matter if you're buying a Neo from somebody who's got these crazy ass parents.
What up, Earls?
You're not guaranteed to get crazy babies. You're just not. Now, those genetics are there. However, we're not, it's the same concept of having, like hair color with people, just because like both of my parents were dark-headed and I definitely don't have dark hair. I have dark-headed people in my lineage. I'm not passing down dark hair.
Right.
We don't know those genetics with green trees. So there's still so much that is wildly unknown. It's still a guess. Half of the fun of this is figuring out where these things are going to go, and just enjoying the process.
Also, you should probably say dark haired because, especially from the South, I know a lot of people don't like talking about the people in their family tree, the real dark people. That
I
they
said
act like don't
dark-headed.
exist. You said dark headed. You should have said
I
dark
said
headed.
dark-headed.
We
I'm
called them
light-headed.
we called them the dark haired ones.
I think people could look at me and know what I meant.
Hey, I don't know, man.
I got
it. All right. Got anything else, Julie?
No, okay.
Okay. Let's go on to feeding.
Where the hell is Kino?
I don't know. He probably
Travis's life.
he's probably ciphering in baby oil from Diddy's house. Yeah, he probably making sure he spray his hats down with the coldest water period. I don't know the fuck Kino.
He's got to figure out what sunglasses he's gonna wear.
His last message said free Kino, so I don't know if
Yeah, that's what he says. Everybody says that.
You're just keeping him in the background.
I'm not keeping him in the background. I wish his ass was here. Fucking rockhead motherfucker. So we got feeding. So this was multiple. So what are you constantly feeding and why? What aren't you feeding and why? Um, what are things that you're noticing about feeding certain things and frequency in relation to the health of your animals? We're gonna start with Julie this time.
I knew you were going to do that because Todd's the one in charge of feeding. No, I just sent him a little text. I said, help.
All right,
So,
Julie, we're starting time now. We're gonna give you 4 minutes.
okay. Most of them are getting, like, we feed cold blooded cafe. Mostly, there he is.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Julie? What's
Hey.
up, Carly?
I think, mostly mice. Some of the larger ones get rats, but right now hasn't been a lot of rats because of we started breeding a little bit earlier now. So they're getting like a smaller size prey item a little more often. Babies babies are getting fed like the new ones are getting fed like every 5 days. And then 10 days. And then I think we're up to like probably 3 weeks on our largest females. We're getting fed about every 3 weeks, like a small rat. Um, but, but like I said, right now I'm pretty sure they're just getting large mice every couple of weeks. They've been paired already, so I know that we had them paired and then pulled them about 3 weeks. We had them in together for about 3 weeks and then pulled them out and gave them a couple of weeks and fed everybody, and then just recently put them back together. Then the end of last week, so just a few days ago. So. And then he said
Um,
some get a mix of mice and rats, depending on. Sometimes they get mice, sometimes they get rats. But obviously, the little babies are getting pinkies.
you ever choose not to feed certain animals, certain prey items like chicks
We haven't.
or hamsters?
We haven't ventured in any of that. No, we haven't. We haven't done anything like that.
Is it you have to have you haven't had to
Have the what?
just haven't
No,
had the
we
Haven't.
need
haven't
need
had
to
to
do it.
really. Um, one of our males is just picky. He just sometimes just goes off food a lot. Um, but he's always thinking about breeding, and so that's kind of his deal. So we did do live with him for a while.
Some
Sometimes,
of us can control it, Julie. My bad.
well,
Shut up. Shut up. Keep going, Julie.
just ignore and just keep going. I gotcha. I gotcha. So if he needs to, like sometimes he'll do like chickens, like the gizzards, like
Mhm.
especially if somebody's needing a assist feeding. I have to do a shout out to my husband because he has been assist feeding one of our babies for the past 14 months.
Shout out to
Every
Todd.
every 5 days, twice a week. Like it's finally like a month ago started wrapping on a pinky of its own.
You said 14 months.
14 months.
Yeah,
That's a patient
14
man right
months.
there.
yeah.
Twice a
That's
week.
that's a
Oh,
patient
I don't
man.
have that kind of patience. I don't have that kind of
Would have been Icebox Chondros Unlimited.
I feel like he does it with a
patience.
smile too. He does it with a smile. He's like, "Well, it's time to give you
Oh,
nourishment."
he cusses it out, but he does it. I can't believe it. It's finally starting to turn green. Like it's about the same size as our neos that hatched this year, and it's is it almost 2 years old?
Oh my
Yeah, its siblings are big and beautiful.
What is that? What's the what was the parent that produced the animal?
It was a Biakaru.
Oh yeah, that's what it
Okay.
was.
Like it's yeah, the rest of them no problems. No problems at
Okay.
all. And this little one does everything right. It needs no assist with shedding. It poos all the time. Like it just doesn't strike. It just wasn't a striker and wasn't an eater. It's just dumb, but not really. But he's going now. He's got it now. Definitely not smiling.
All right, so we're gonna switch over to Carly. You're up, Carly.
So I feed a mass variety of things. I will feed mice, rats, ASFs, chicks, quail. Feed a little bit of everything just to kind of mix things up. As far as like how often I'm feeding, that is on a schedule. So like I know some people who will feed their subadults every 12 to 14 days. No, mine are not like mine are going, if they're on 2 weeks, they're going every 2 weeks. Just because I don't have the interest in keeping up with who I fed, when I fed, and that kind of stuff versus I have it on a calendar who eats when. My chondros, I don't feed anything larger than small rats. And that's similar like as Julie. Most of them are every 3 weeks. I'll bump it up a little bit to every 2 weeks, just kind of when I'm getting them ready for the breeding season. But yeah, I mean, I feed a little bit of everything. It just kind of depends on what I have, what my suppliers have. I use somebody local for my chicks and my ASF mice and rats. The only thing that I do source out for is the quail, obviously, because I don't know anybody directly near me that has quail. So I think that a change in the diet is pretty healthy. I don't really have any issues with my animals refusing. I don't have any that will refuse. I have some that are particular and would prefer you just leave it and go away. But I don't have any that really go off feed on a regular basis. Most of mine eat even when they're in shed. So I don't have a lot of issues there, thank goodness. And then all of my babies that I have this year are either already on poppers or fuzzies. So
Okay. Have you noticed any? Oh God. Have you noticed any
You okay,
health
bro?
benefits? Yeah, man. You ever had a burp that come up sideways? Yeah,
I don't know what that is, dog.
the motherfucker's rough. Um,
It's that way it's burp. I
but
never
have you
heard a burp
noticed
get measured, bro. That's crazy.
like any animals they do better with certain prey items?
um I mean all of them are growing. Everything is doing good as far as like if we're basing it off of like fecal matter. I will say that when I have given my neos that have been growing, when I give them ASFs, it's a lot more solid poop.
Mhm.
It's like really nice and solid versus like, you do get on occasion the like not liquid, but it's not solid
Yeah.
that you do
Like
with like mice and stuff like that.
like
So
sourdough starter.
yeah, kind of where it's just kind of like soft serve.
Yeah, it's weird.
And they rub it all over everything.
Yeah, I don't see that a lot
ASF?
with the ASFs. And that's just something that I've noticed with the babies. I don't feed the babies repetitively. I don't feed any of them repetitively ASFs because there's always the worry that they're like, I want the ASFs. I don't feed them repetitively. So the adults, I can't really say, when I feed them an ASF or when I feed them a quail, their shits are better. I can't say that. But the babies I can because I see, the babies they eat and then they shit. And then they eat and then they shit. So,
Okay.
I can kind of tell a little bit there. But other than that, I mean, mine will eat if you give them some. If I gave them a damn hamster, they would probably eat. I'm not going to do that.
I feed hamsters.
I can't go to the pet store and get a freaking hamster.
Yes, you can. I
can't.
do it. I get the old ones. They be looking sad. They know they time is past. They like the NBA players that like 15 years deep. They on the bench. All they jump up and say, "Hey, what is a duck?" That's
I've
them.
got one. I've got one basin that is a live eater and absolutely has not switched no matter what I do. And the person that I get my live from he's readily aware that I don't like doing it. And he gives me the cutest freaking rat pup every single time. It can't just be a plain ugly rat pup. It's got to be the cutest thing ever.
You got the little cute ones
What
that
up,
be
Taylor?
singing K-pop
What up,
songs.
y'all?
I feel so
Hey,
bad.
Hey, we're in an open discussion period. Keno, come with some follow-up questions.
I want to know. So I want to know what's up with the ASFs, man. It seems like the last couple of years everybody's shifting to
What
this.
up, Basil?
Why is it? Why the shift?
They have a higher protein content in their muscle mass.
Okay.
Like bone
And
broth rice.
yeah, they have a little bit of higher protein content. So, I mean, it's probably the same equivalent of like somebody eating lean beef versus, full fat beef.
Like
There's
a
just different.
ribeye.
Huh?
Like a ribeye.
Yeah,
Lean
yeah,
ribeye compared
exactly.
to like
So
punch.
it's just it at the same end. At the end of the day, is it the same thing? Yeah.
Hey,
kinda, but
sidebar. I cooked 2-inch ribeyes again this weekend. Yeah, delicious.
What's the earliest? What's the earliest age you start feeding them the ASFs? Probably.
I've gotten my babies that were hatched this year have had ASFs. I change it up. So I mean, if as long as they're old enough to eat like the button quail, the smaller ASFs, because ASFs they're all the same size as mice anyway.
Oh, and do you get like the different like age of them,
Yeah,
or
you
do
can
you?
get them. You can still get them. You can get ASF pinkies. You can get ASF fuzzies. You can get ASF hoppers. They come in the
Okay.
same sizes, and they're very size comparable to mice that I have found out. So
We got a quick question from Hoshi, Mr. Jeff Hoshel. He says, "Hey,
um,
have you noticed any rat bones in your emerald shits? They're not bats, bro. Not bats, but owls. They're not owls.
yeah, no, I haven't noticed any bone mass left. Now, I mean, could I go through it with a microscope and find some? Probably, but I'm not doing that.
Oh, come on.
I'm not doing
Jeff,
that.
Jeff gonna
I
use
know
his
this. I
beard
know
to
this
pick
rat
your.
fur. I know there's rat fur in my GTP shit sometimes.
Yeah, I see
Yeah, you
rat fur
can
all the
see it.
time.
And I
Yeah,
will
it
say
gets
with
packed in there.
the ASFs have a lot finer fur. So I don't. That is one thing I don't see with
Oh, yeah?
when I feed ASFs as if I don't.
You don't see a little fur.
No,
Yeah, real
no
fine,
furs.
like the hair on the side of Mikey Marsh head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just seen. I was at Mikey Marsh's house about a week and a half ago. Shout out to Mikey Marsh.
Shout out to cousin Mikey Marsh, man. Sorry I didn't get to see you in Chicago, man. I get to see him or Keno, man. But
Hey, it's my fault too, bro. You ain't get to see me, man.
no, it's fine, bro. It's
Got
just
caught up at
life,
work,
bro.
bro.
It's life. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. And we are going to talk about budgeting. All right.
Mm.
So some people
I
budget, some people don't. so so and
know.
like our version of budgeting with chondros is really not good. So budgeting, how do you
We're like,
budget for
should I
your
spend $3,000 or $8,000?
yeah.
Do reptile
So
people really budget? Like, I don't know.
I
I
think
feel
we
like
I
I
didn't
think
know
we
we were
tell ourselves we
budgeting.
do. I think we tell ourselves. So how do you budget for your
Damn, I don't think
collection?
Carly ready for this one, though. She got instantly red.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a
I, I,
cherry face.
I hope Mr. Strange is watching. Um, how do
She
you
got a
how do
cherry
you
face.
budget? How do you budget for your collection? Do you think that selling snakes could be a lucrative career, or just
oh,
offset the cost of maintaining the
To her.
collection? And what is your biggest expense? And we are definitely starting with Carly.
That's petty.
I won't
I
say
didn't
it.
know we were budgeting.
Yeah, it's a question.
I don't budget.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
I mean,
Yo.
credit cards are fun.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Do what?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't. Do I budget for feeders? Yes.
Hell no.
Budget for feeders and puppy pads, but I'm
When
a little
Sony
bit
posts a snake, she's right there. I don't know.
well. And see, I have a list. I have several lists. That's just my thing. And I have, like we were talking about the genetics earlier, I have things like written down so I know if I'm missing a puzzle piece within like trying to connect things in my genetics. And I'm very specific. I know what I'm looking for pairing wise to plug in those puzzle pieces. So that, because I'm so specific with that kind of stuff, if something like that comes available, why budget? It doesn't, that some of that stuff doesn't come available very often. So if it is, it's more of a go and look at the finances and see
How
if,
much further you can wreck it?
That's
yeah,
rich.
yeah,
Hey,
basically.
hey, that's some rich shit right there. That's rich shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
R-N-S.
if I need it, I need it. If I don't, I don't. And if I need it and the budget is there, okay. So I'm not a super big budgeter, but I do budget for my feeders. I know when I'm going to need feeders and how much I'm budgeting for it to be every single time, puppy pads and that kind of stuff. So I budget for that.
I mean, you can talk about that. You can talk about your
That was
budget.
that was a long-winded way to say I spent a lot of money on snakes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
spent
that was a whole.
I spent all of Mr. Strange's cash.
I just say ditto.
We saying that
I
out
have
loud,
a
Charlie.
very supportive partner who likes to gamble. Okay.
Oh,
You mean he looks at you and gambles on you while you gamble?
Gambles on snakes.
Yeah, but that's not his gamble.
I mean, it kind of is. It all goes into the same pot.
That's what. That's the lie. That's the lie. The lie is that it is even actually going back into a pot.
Hey,
that's the
hey,
lie.
that's some smooth. Hey, that's some smooth woman shit right there.
Yeah, that's a lie.
That's real smooth.
It's going back to the same pot. We're gonna.
I mean, it does.
It's never going
really,
into the pot.
Really and honestly, like
That's some smooth shit.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, the money does go back in. That's the thing, is the money does go back in, or like when
into the
in.
credit card balance, and you
Yes.
drop it again.
I mean,
Hey,
Like
shout out
what?
to my fellow.
it's not drugs.
Well,
It might as well be sometimes. It might as well.
shout out to
like it.
all my fellow financially irresponsible GTP keepers around the world.
We're all
I join you, man. So
All right, Julie, we're gonna switch over to you.
I join you in solidarity, Carly.
Yeah,
She drink a big cup
not a lot of
of
budgeting. So the shows were pretty good for us as far as like putting money back into our collection, because we usually do 2 NARBCs a year. So the geckos, some of those things really help with that. But is there a budget or anything? Oh, fuck no.
Not really. Nobody actually has one. That's the joke of it.
I know. See,
Carly
if
just took
we
it
had
seriously.
a budget that
Nobody
could, like,
has
do that, like that was. I mean, that was years in the like making of getting all of that together. But
I love the color coordination though. That's nice.
yeah, Todd's a Dallas Stars fan, so oh man, I just.
But shout
Hey,
out
so,
to Todd.
hold
Gatt.
on. Is it white teal white or is it white teal white teal?
But yeah, it's the yeah. So it's the yeah. There we go. There's focus.
That's
So
nice.
yep. So Ashley and Steven got all that ready for us. See, somebody just shed while we were here today. Oh yeah.
Shout out to Focus Cube, man. That's nice.
That's nice. Thank you, Delic. Thank you, Sony.
What did Delic say? Until you.
That's what happened.
What the? Hey, well, look, one will argue that that's not an issue either. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I mean, a come up is a come up.
No, let's not go there. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it clear.
All right, Julie, back to you on ghost budgeting.
You know, hey, hey, Delic, don't say that too loud, man. You know, what's the name of how you out there on that international blade?
I don't know who
You
that
gotta be
person is.
cool. You gotta be cool.
No, I don't know. It kind of started snowballed like it did when we started eating the reptiles with the geckos too. It just,
Like crack.
you get the first one, yeah, and then you're like, oh, I'll just have a couple more, and then
Steady chasing that
No.
dragon.
because you buy them when they're little, and then they grow, and then you have to have the enclosures, and then might as well get another one. But
Yeah, because it grows out of the enclosure that it was in before, so that one's open.
Yeah.
right. So
Chondro math.
Got your back.
that is the thing.
And then if you sell something and you don't put the money in the bank, that's free money. That's girl math.
Yeah, if we could sell this one, then we could get this.
That's
Here.
free money. That's a free snake, basically.
I like the way you think. I'm pretty sure the IRS doesn't, but I like it.
No, I know. And none of our
Is
family.
that a dry snitch, Travis?
No, that's not a dry snitch.
You gonna dry snitch on Julie, man? What you on, man?
You're not having empty
You gonna
enclosures,
tell.
no. He kind of freaks out if we have an empty enclosure. He's like, "Oh shit, I need to like clean it and put it somewhere so that she won't see that." And then I walk out in the attic. I'm like, "Oh look, we've got that right there."
Ty said y'all allergic to having empty enclosures in your house.
Yes.
Shit, I got an empty 3x2x2, and I'm just like,
Fill it.
I probably will. That's the problem. Y'all wanna do open discussion for this?
I want to ask you, Travis. I want to ask you a question. So, you got like 85 snakes. When do you take leave that dope alone, so to speak? Stop.
I think
On Patrick's level.
I think that the issue is I don't necessarily tell many people how many snakes there are here, so nobody judges me, and I need you to not say that.
Well, no, I'm definitely not judging you. I'm not going to judge. I'm just saying, like, when do you put the chondro pipe down and you be like, I got to step back?
Listen, you never put after you've been on the chondro crack pipe for so long, your body it will function if you don't have the chondro crack pipe. So like I can reduce the amount of chondro crack, but I can't get off the chondro crack completely or I'll die.
That's called an addiction.
We don't.
Listen, have you ever seen sober Bobby Brown? That shit's depressing.
I do like coked up Bobby Brown with the you know what I'm saying, with the dislocated jaw.
Yeah, that jaw, the jaw to look like the top of an old washing machine.
The mechanical jaw.
Oh man, look like you jingling keys in your hand. All right, so so we'll move on to the next topic. We're gonna talk about establishing neos. So when do you choose to start feeding? Do you wait a while? Do you wait till they shed? What are your techniques for getting neos started? And what is the progression of assist feeding with stubborn feeders, and how long will you go at it? Julie, you're up first.
Okay. No, we don't usually start feeding our babies till after they've had their first shed, unless it seems like somebody's really wanting to. I just heard so many stories before we started even thinking about breeding chondros about people who might feed them before their first shed, and so we've just always kind of waited till after the first shed and we separated everybody. And then it's every 5 days, and pretty sure it's just a small pinky, just like the little day old pinkies to start off with. And the Cyclops, man, they were rock stars from the beginning. Like there was nothing else. You just show them a mouse and they eat it. Some of the others, it does take a lot of like tease feeding, hitting and hitting and hitting over again. Todd's so much better about it because I shy away from it way early, and he'll just grab it from me and be like, "No, do this." feeds the poor baby with it, and I'm like, oh, and then it eats it. I'm like, okay, well, next time I'll try to be more aggressive. And obviously, like, you weren't here earlier. Like, Todd has been feeding one for 14 months. He fed one. Oh, maybe you're working for that. Yeah, 14 months is obviously our.
But before we go to Carly, did you notice, Julie? Did you notice a difference between your baby cyclops when they were first born and the other animals that you produce as far as size?
Um. Oh, I can't remember size wise, but I just remember them just being so much more. The Cyclops were just on it. Like they just ate better. I think they grew better. They were bigger from the beginning that way. So
They
that's.
were bigger than me in the beginning than your
I
crosses.
don't know if they were bigger when they hatched, but they just ate so well from the beginning. They just
They
grew
just
a
took
lot
off.
faster, a lot bigger than our other clutches have. So.
I only asked because my pure cyclops was my clutch was really small.
Are they?
Yeah, far as like just the size of them when they first came out and compare
Mhm.
that to the clutch I had the year before, they were tiny.
They were tiny, huh? I'm trying to remember. Oh, I don't know. Lost Todd. I can't remember. I just think they're also tiny when they first hatch. Yeah, maybe the Cyclops were some of those, like we were like holding the little pencils next to. We're like, look, this is how big it is. Like they
Okay.
just grew so fast because they were such great eaters. So
Yeah.
that's what
All
I
right,
think.
Carly.
Yep, Carly.
I didn't have any issues establishing Neos this season. I got really lucky starting off. I had a few that had
Hey,
it.
until Tuck was being an ass. So it said that stupid.
It was all Tucker's fault. Tucker was mad.
I know, right?
But no, I waited all but one because I had one that completely skipped the first shed. Um, all but one I fed after they shed. I broke them up because I had 23 babies this year. Um, and I didn't want to be in my room for hours. And
You want to be huddled
constantly,
there like Travis?
yeah, and constantly rewarming up pinkies. So I basically broke everybody into groups because I was feeding the Neos every 4 days. Um, and I just broke it up so that I was, group 1, group 2, group 3, and then I had a break day.
Okay.
So, and if they didn't eat on their designated day, I really didn't try to feed them again until the next designated day.
Mhm.
So, I had a few that stopped, very few. They stopped after their third meal. And I let them go for a little bit. And then I ended up assisting um, 2 of them. And they went back on food relatively soon. So I have not been doing it for 14 months, and I would not do it for 14 months at that
I'm
point.
telling you what, Ty got a lot of patience.
At
Nah,
that
Julie,
point,
That's a patient brother.
it's
you
going to
gotta
take
stick
an
with it.
eternal nap.
I just had one that flipped after 7 months, and it's a glorious feeling. It flipped on Sunday. I was just
Yeah,
like,
he lucky
thank
because I
God.
think about 6, 7 months I probably would have had to. So he would have been looking at that deep freezer work.
Bro,
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair. You know how many people got 30-year-old children that like stuck at home, like still being stupid? I know somebody that, they
Hey,
got a kid, they got 2 kids, and
should
they
have put him in the
kids
deep
is,
freezer.
is is adults living in the house and they work 2 jobs to support these grown motherfuckers.
Well, again,
Should have put him in the deep freezer.
some people
You
have
put
more
your kids in the
patience.
deep freezer.
Yeah. Some people put up with more shit. I don't have time for that. I'm readily aware that failure to thrive exists.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
I personally, I wouldn't want to be because I definitely think that um, there could be some stunted growth issues with animals
Yeah.
that have to be, they're either on the wrong food for an extended period of time, or they, or they're having to be assist fed for a long time. And I think that there's a good chance that animal may never grow to its potential. And I'm not going to feel comfortable selling that animal.
Oh no, we don't ever plan
I
on
just don't have, unless it's really fitting, unless it's just really nice. I don't have the space to just hold on to animals for funsies.
Yeah. See, and he was different than our others though, because there wasn't like a failure to thrive. So some of our others that we've assist fed, like a few of them in both years have passed. Like they just weren't thriving. You could tell just by the way they were sitting on their like perches, the way they perched, the way they moved. There was just something not quite right with them. And a couple of them did pass. Those that weren't like those that would eat after assist feeding and make it, I don't worry about them. But this little one, like
Some just don't have
it
it in
just didn't want to strike.
Yeah, they
Like
just don't
it
have
would
it.
take the food and eat it once you shoved it down its throat, but it's not like it's different. Like I guess I'm just saying it's different. And we don't ever plan on selling it, obviously, but it's just a different little baby.
And I'm in there whacking them in the face. I am not
Molly whopping.
We're gonna sit here and I'm gonna smack the shit out of you with this dead mouse until you just get pissed off and eat it. I had a few that would run. Once they ran, then I wasn't gonna press that. But
sounds an awful lot like Pippin.
I mean,
how was it establishing the babies while being a first time mom, raising up your little boy?
Yeah.
Having to find time to feed them and him at the same time. How was that?
I mean, like I said, I got really lucky, and I'm readily aware that my time is coming.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's coming. I mean, we're still planning on pairing a few and trying for a few clutches this year. And that might be a little bit more interesting than say this past year was, because my toddler he goes to bed at a fantastic time. And then once he went to bed, that was my time to come in here and kind of handle things. And I pretty much was undisturbed doing that. And like I said, half the time it took longer for my hot water to heat up than it did to actually feed the snakes. That I didn't really have to do a whole lot of,
You need to get an electric tea kettle.
I know. I really need to. We've got a tankless water heater, and it takes, God dang, it takes forever.
Well, you can do a bottle warmer. You can do a bottle warmer too, though.
I got a pink one, and Keno makes fun of it. I like being able to have like really, really hot water.
I did make fun of it though, and I'm not gonna lie. We got rid of everything when Cash got our bottles except the bottle warmer, because that get the water hot real fast.
See, but
I'm telling you, bro, you need it, bro.
You ain't lying. Look, I was wrong.
I need my bottle warmer, and I don't need it swimming in mice juice. So.
No. What you do is
you pour it in a cup and then pour it. Yeah, put the pinky in a cup.
Then pour it in out. Yeah.
No, you're not.
That mouse would have just stuck it.
Nah, you don't want to get that dirty. You just want to use that for getting the water hot.
The milk is inside of a bottle, so
yeah.
Hey,
but yeah, it
got tough and little strange up.
Yeah, my biggest thing is making sure that my office where the animals are, there's a French door, and I keep the French door open because I've got stuff on that wall. It's actually off, so I had to make sure that he doesn't come in here, because he comes in here, and he's done it once. He came in here and he grabbed one of the tubs for the babies, and he just whipped that thing across the room.
Oh, yeah,
the baby was sitting in that tub, sitting on the perch, going, "What the fuck just happened?"
I had Cash come up here and open one of the tubs, one of the adults, and got bit.
Yeah.
You know when that shit happens, like
that was
you're
fun.
not even really mad at the snake. You're just like, be acting dumb.
I ain't mad at the snake at all. He knew not to go over there.
But no, I mean, this coming year may look a little bit different. Keno knows, but we have another one on the way. So
yeah.
You told me.
Shout out to the new barn.
You told me at the show.
So I did. Travis knew, because I was having a sober show. So but yeah, so it'll be more interesting. because I had eggs in the,
Are you
March.
gonna take? Are you gonna take maternity pictures with the snakes with like
No,
a
I didn't do
Neo
that
crawling
because
out of your
Why
belly button?
because there are just some boundaries. There are just a few. And
Okay.
listen, y'all don't see it. You're laughing, but y'all don't see it because you're men. There are some nasty freaking men in this community. And I figure that would get saved, and I don't want to do that. Some
It's
people,
wild though,
I'm
because
not,
if you got cash, people are less likely to call you a
What do you
pervert.
mean? What do you mean some nasty people?
there are some nasty.
I'm saying you don't got to say nobody's name right now, but what you mean? What you mean? What is some of these activities, these nasty proclivities that you have?
I have gotten a picture, and it is somebody in the green tree community. They're not active anymore, thank God, but I have gotten a picture.
Is it a scientist?
No. They asked
It
if I wanted
was
to see
it
their
was a green
snake.
tree python.
Yes, they asked if I wanted to see their snake.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And there was a snake in that picture.
Did you say yeah?
Yes, I'm a dumbass. And I was like, of
And
course.
what?
Like,
He showed you two. He showed you two of them.
yeah, there was two.
That's wild. Like
That's crazy.
like hit it his foreskin, jumped out like confetti or some shit.
Hey
There
y'all,
was two.
hey y'all, stop sending women. Stop sending women in the green tree python
That's
community
wild.
unsolicited dick pics, please.
All
That's not
right.
cool. That's not cool, y'all.
All right, let's get to the next topic.
Seriously, y'all. This is borderline sexual harassment.
It is. It is
It
actually.
is.
It is harassment.
And I want to know what goes through somebody's head to do that.
Right. What makes you think I wanted to see that?
Hormones, hormones, and loneliness.
Desperation.
It's a lot of weird people in the green tree python community. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos. It's a lot
See,
of
what you-
weirdos. It's a lot of weirdos that y'all act like are not weirdos because they got cool snakes, man. They some
that's
fucking
another one.
weirdos.
And
They're
then
some fucking weirdos.
it's a lot of
I'll do
serial
that,
killers
yeah.
too. They think I be joking, but it's serial killers in the green tree python community.
Except you, Chris Rice. Don't listen to that. You my friend.
I didn't say that. See, you said names. I said I wasn't gonna say nobody's name or nothing.
All right, so we're gonna talk about climatization and intake.
Shout out to Chris Rice and the serial killers.
What is your procedure for when you receive an animal, import or capture bred? How do you prepare for the animal? And what are you setting them up in, for quarantine? And just what exactly are you looking for? Also with climatization, like I know you guys keep multiple species. I don't know if you keep an entire room on ambient or anything like that, but if that is a factor, talk about. They'll start with Carly.
Hey Travis, are you okay though? Cause
Travis.
the lights keep blinking around you like the ring lady. The ring lady about to pop up behind you.
Bro, I don't know, bro. Maybe the demon about to show up or some shit. I don't
All
know. I'm good though. I ain't died yet.
All right, cool. Is it? All right, I thought Jason was about to pop up or something. Man. Go
Nah,
ahead.
after the show, I'm gonna go check the wiring on this thing. All right,
Okay.
Carly, you up?
Okay. My intake process.
You're an idiot, Chris.
Do what?
Chris is an idiot.
keep
No,
going.
I'm talking to Chris.
For bringing
All
in
right.
animals, it really honestly depends on where I'm getting it from. I am a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I'm smart enough to scope some of these places out, so I'm not against taking a chance on like Craigslist animals or show animals if I think that the price is in kind of a spot where if I lose it, whatever, I lost it.
Rich
It is
shit.
what it is. If it can be better, I have reaped the benefit. Keno has reaped the benefit.
Shout
So
out to old girl right here.
yeah, because I have found some damn good things on Craigslist before, and people really don't know what they have. So, but that being said, if I'm picking up something from a show, if I'm getting something from an import, if I'm getting something from somebody that I don't know,
I'm good. Sure.
or if I'm getting something from Craigslist, that quarantine process is significantly longer. Those animals typically stay in quarantine 6 months plus. and I'm testing them more. All of my animals, when they come in, they get a bath and they get a automatic swab out of the box. I film it just in case there's any issues, and I send that NIDO test off.
Swallow that box.
Do what?
No, go ahead.
I send it off immediately, so that I've got those results the next day or within the next time frame. And then all of my animals are tested every 30 days following, until they're coming out of quarantine. So if they're in quarantine for 60, for 60 days, for 90 days, for 6 months, they're getting a NIDO test every 30 days. And I'm also checking pretty constantly to see if I see mites, if they're eating, if they're shedding, if they're shitting all really well, then it gets kind of checked off, and then they'll finally be, kind of integrated into my main room. And I do still test my main room. As long as I'm buying snakes, I'm testing everything behind me. I have some animals that have been tested upwards of 30 times.
So every time you add a animal out of quarantine to your collection, you retest your whole collection?
No, I retest my collection. I was doing it quarterly, so I was doing it basically with every season. I do it twice a year now because, like I said, I have some animals in here that have been tested 30, 20 times. I don't foresee something coming in. However, I will probably, until I am done adding chondros and it is closed, I will continue to test quarterly, or not quarterly, every twice a month or twice a year. Sorry.
Twice a month.
Twice a year, pregnancy brain. But twice a year I will test them just for my sake and peace of mind. And it's also because, like, I don't use multiple tongs. I don't use gloves when I think that's a lot of waste. So I'm not using multiple gloves. I have tongs for like I've got a tong for my baby rack. I've got a tong for my yearling rack, and I've got tongs for the wall. This is my wall. The animals, when they're in quarantine, have got their own separate set of tongs. Every animal's got its own bowl that's got the name written on the back. I'm still really, conscious with I'm cleaning one animal at a time, and I'm washing my hands. And then my tongs still, like the walls tongs, get, cleaned every time I use them. So, but I am entirely too ADHD to have 40 different tongs. I can't do that. So, because I'll get like 3 animals in and I'm like, shit, this is the same pair of tongs. So that's why, as long as I'm bringing animals into my house, I'm going to test, and I will probably continue to test the year after I've stopped.
If you don't got 80 tongues in your house, you're not a scientist. So go on.
Well, I don't have 80 tongs in my house.
You're not a scientist.
Yeah, you're not a
Well,
scientist.
damn. Me and Bruce can have a tea party.
Motherfucker, are you ADHD? All right, Julie, you're up.
Okay. Oh, quarantine. So, it has been a hot minute since we brought in any animals, any new green trees. So we do have like a separate room. Like we had like for a while there, we had like every room had an animal. We're like, well, we can't buy any more because like all the quarantine rooms are full of a quarantine animals. So we have like the converted Cambro tubs with the glass front. So that's what our quarantine animals went in, with the puppy pad or paper towels, so we could see what's going on. And then yes, we got smarter about the whole swabbing later on, so they get swabbed the same day we would get them in and send that off to the hub. We didn't have quite as strict. I think we kept more like 3 to 4 months after but it had been like three NIDO tests in, so I guess that'd be like 1 a month. Or if we went 4 months or 5 months, like, so after about 3 positive, after 3 negative NIDO tests, they could join this. But it's still like, in between every animal is what we've learned. Like you're sanitizing your hands. we don't have a set of tongs for every single animal, but we don't, yeah, like every animal, every feeding gets their own like tongs. Like if I use, if I feed her over there, she gets a set of tongs and then that tong goes into the pile that's been used. So everybody gets a new set of tongs when we feed because we're not feeding everybody at the same time. And then the tongs soak in a chlorhexidine mix for way longer than they need to, probably, before they're cleaned. Um, and our dishes, we don't have a set dish for each snake. We have a dishwasher and the hot water heater that, like, yeah, you can't put anything else in the dishwasher when you're washing the snake bowls because it's hot. Like, we have a sanitize, because we have a new dishwasher because, those things break too.
Bless you.
So yeah, so there's a sanitize on that. So they're sanitized.
Bless you, cousin.
It's a cough, but thank you.
I'll take my blessing black.
You cough like, did your kid got you coughing like him yet?
No. No.
All right. We open discussion period, man. Let's talk about,
Travis, it look kind of scary around you, dog. I'm kind of nervous, man.
Bro, I know it's kind of weird. I gotta
Keep
check this whole thing out.
blinking, bro.
I told him earlier it was you. You were trying to like tell him I need to get in. Like, what are you doing?
I was, you know what I'm saying? He said he said
not.
he barred any other black people from coming on the show for the first
Bro, hold on, bro. I meant to tell you this, bro. I watched this movie called Bazelle, and it's like 3 parts, and the first part is this black dude from New York, and he goes to talk to this dude whose mom is basically like possessed by a demon, and they keep her underneath the floor, and he looked just like you, and the demon ripped this man's head off his body. And I meant to tell you that. That's what I meant to tell you.
Or the man that got his head ripped
The
off.
black dude, because he was like real cautious. He seemed like you, just like he real cautious. He still got his head ripped off by a demon in the suburbs. Yeah, so
I go to the suburbs for football practice, bro. So I'm kind of nervous now.
Good. I want you to be scared as shit.
Of course you do, bro.
So
we are talking to the man who laughed when I almost fell off the roof. So
you don't gotta keep telling people that. There's other things you can tell them.
I'm gonna keep bringing it up. I'm gonna keep bringing it up as long as we.
I've done worse things than that.
I'm be if you go before me, I'm gonna be at your funeral. I'm gonna bring that up.
I don't care.
And the spider situation.
Do you think that my dead ass is gonna be like, man, that was unnecessary?
We're gonna find out. Your family gonna find out the real you. The facade gonna be pulling down.
They know the real me. You think that you the only one to experience this?
Once a week.
We gonna make sure they remember you.
First of all,
remembrance of Travis.
Travis,
do you want me to tell your family about the shit that you say between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m.?
At my funeral, hey, look,
Well, not now.
Say what you want. All bets are off. I might get out the casket and slap your ass, but if you say what I think you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was telling him. All right, so let's talk about intake, man. Do you guys ever feel like when you guys get snakes in, have you guys seen a snake that you got in that you were just like, I don't think this thing is going to make it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, I mean, I have had some come in before. They almost always fail a NIDO test. I've had unfortunately it happens. That's why we quarantine.
Yeah.
Important.
That's why we quarantine.
Say it louder for the people in the
We quarantine.
But yeah, I've definitely had some come in before that I kind of knew from the start that they were a little iffy. So, and like I said, they failed. I've had a few Craigslist ones that I've turned down once I got to go pick them up. And I was like, no, because that's not the same animal that you posted a picture of. I was like, that will never make it. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's messed up. So I mean,
Captain Craig
yeah,
was
it happened.
Swatowski.
I have never gotten nothing from no damn Shatowski.
And I said it was a Craigslist Swatowski.
But no, it happens, unfortunately. Kino's trying to get bit.
All right, Julie, you got anything on that?
Listen, Tally, the artist formerly known as Fat Amy. She came in to say hi. You see her? She's the only one to do that every
You got
episode.
anything on that?
Go ahead, sorry.
Julie, go. You. Is she frozen?
Ah, there. Yes, I was. I was just texting.
What was going
Y'all were just like the little circle, just going around. Everyone, little circle.
You were just frozen, so still.
The Matrix, baby.
It was all you, and I was like, "It's not me." Oh yeah, see, he said seems okay. I'm like, "Not on my end, it wasn't at all." So, what was our question? Where are we at?
Well, the question was, have you gotten in any animals
Oh yeah.
that you knew weren't gonna survive? Also, man, where do y'all test for night oath? Do y'all use RAL or fish head or both?
Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ralph.
I use RAL.
So yeah, we live about 20 minutes from the hub, so it takes me about 20 minutes to get there.
Yeah. Nice people. I called this week, last week, and the old lady, she was just like, "Oh, you don't gotta give it to me like over the phone. I sent you the link, and you can just put your information in through the web portal." And I was just like, "But I really like having to talk to the old lady, man. She's so
That's how
nice."
they do it now, though. That's how they do it.
No, that's honestly that's smooth though, because you do that and it's like as soon as you pay, like they send it like within an hour.
Yeah,
they used to just keep cards on file. So you actually have an account number. I don't know if you knew that. At RAL, you're supposed to put it on the paper and everything, but they'll just they would keep the card on file.
No, I actually did that a couple weeks ago, and they still send me the email. Actually,
well, they do now, but they won't just charge a card anymore because they used to just call and say, "Do you want the same card charge?" And I was like, "Yeah." But now you have to go through the whole thing and plug that shit in every time.
Oh, the tragedy.
First world problems.
First world problem, baby.
Hey, bro. I used to have to call all the time and talk to the old lady, and she'd be like, "You want to charge this card?" I'm like, "Yep." She's like, "Well, you have a good day now." But now she's just like, "Just use the web portal." I'm just like, "Can nobody tell me have a good day, man? Damn."
You were just supposed to do.
That's messed up. You don't got time to hit on the old woman no more.
That's not what it was at all. Don't say that out loud. Let's talk about.
He ride in the wheelchair.
Who the fuck does that? That's terrible.
People do that though. That's called insurance money.
Travis be out here praying. I ain't gonna say that. No.
Yeah, don't make up no stupid ass shit. People be like, Travis, do you really do that? Because people really gonna be asking me, like, yo, you really do this shit? I'll be like, stop listening to fucking Kino. Let's talk about medical protocol. What is your process once you realize that you have an animal that requires medical care? Do you keep medication on hand? If so, what kind? And what are things that you've dealt with in the past that you've been able to treat yourself, and how did you treat it? And we'll start with Julie first.
Yeah, we don't. As far as I know, we don't keep anything on hand unless it might be for like parasites. What's the little powder stuff? The flagell. So that treated a couple animals on our own for that. We did have a girl after she laid eggs start like blowing some little bubbles out of her mouth. So we did take her to the vet and got the shots. So every few days we had to give her a shot for like 9.
What was that? All right.
9 shots. Yeah.
Every 2 days right underneath the skin.
Yes, poor baby girl, and she still let us pull her out every time. She was still sweet every single time. I'm like, it's coming, and you could feel her like tense up because she's like, I know it's coming. She never struck. She never did anything. And she did just fine. She recuperated just fine from it. Um,
I
but
really
that's
hold on, not to interrupt you, Julie, but
no, you're good.
I do realize sometimes. I mean, I do think that sometimes the conjurers, when we're helping them, I think medicine, distributing that, and the stuck shed, or removing that. I think like halfway through they realize that we're trying to help them, and they relax.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Especially with stuck sheds, man, because the first, at first you get a snake and they be, and then as they notice, they be like, oh, shit, you help me get this shed off. Oh man, let me calm down, crawling through your
Mhm.
arms, your
It's
hands.
like those reels that you see of like them dogs in India that always seem to get their heads stuck in coffee cans. They always know that guy's there to save.
But yeah, it just seems like they always like halfway through they be like, all right, okay, I relax. To help me take it off.
They can't say thank you, but you can see it in their eyes. All right, Julie, back to you.
But GTP twinkle.
That's about that's about it. Most of our snakes are like fairly young, like are 4 or 5 years old. A couple we've gotten from a few people, but we've been, knock on wood, pretty lucky about just what's happened within our snakes. It was just that one girl after she laid eggs. Um,
Shad's about to die. Go ahead, Julie.
y'all gonna witness it right here. Here it is. It's happening. If he only had something on hand to like help him out right now, like besides Kino's warnings.
Do you ever
He's an
do
armed
you
man,
keep
so he'll be okay.
things on hand like besides worms and if you for deworming and do you ever like when you get an animal in, do you ever take like a fecal float in?
No, no, I know we should. I know, but no, I haven't ever.
Have you guys
It's not.
ever had to deworm a captive bred animal?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll switch it up. Um, Carly, you up?
I do keep things on hand, unless I run out of them. I typically will keep ceftaz, flagyl, amikacin, saline, iodine, that kind of stuff in case I need it. That being said, it is worth saying that I am a lot more familiar with that stuff than most people are because I have worked at exotic clinics before. And I have a wonderful vet, an exotic vet here that I'm pretty quick if it. I'm pretty quick to take if I have an
Thank you,
animal, if
Barry
I
White.
have an issue that I can't fix.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, I keep things on hand if I need it. I've got a nebulizer and that kind of stuff for the amikacin with saline. So
Is
I
that for
would
like an
rather have
RI
it
type
on
thing?
hand, huh?
Is that for like an RI type of
Yeah.
situation?
So that's my usual go to is ceftaz, but when you're talking about respiratory infections, there, which is why people should get a culture done because ceftaz doesn't attack both gram negative and gram positive. Um, bacteria that causes uh, respiratory infections that can be caused by a
Oh,
difference of things. And amikacin will do what ceftaz won't. I use it more sparingly because to me it's a lot more stressful to get the animal off of the perch, put them in the little container, and then make them sit through um, the hot box for amikacin, and than it is to just pop them real quick on the perch with ceftaz. But I do keep it just in case. It's a little bit more hard to come by than ceftaz is, and it doesn't keep as long as ceftazidine does as well. So um, I have had a couple of animals here and there get respiratory infections. We unfortunately do live in a hurricane zone, and our electricity goes out frequently. And I have noticed when my electricity kind of flickers and we have issues with that I can
I
get
keep a lot of grams around too.
They stress out. So
Hey, you didn't Hurricane Helene, since we were on that topic, it didn't bother you anyway, did it?
we lost power for a little bit, but other than that, we're further, we're further up from the flooding as well as further down from the flooding. So we didn't have a whole lot of issues, thank goodness.
I know Georgia got fucked up. Like
North
Man, hey, shout out to the
Carolina,
Chondro keepers out there.
Augusta, Georgia got fucked up.
Yeah, man. I'm praying for the Chondro keepers that got to go through that.
Yeah.
I saw Sundown Reptiles posted earlier today. I know he not all Chondros, but I mean, he's a reptile keeper.
he's going to lose all the clutches that he had, which he
I
didn't have
saw.
zero clutches, but
Yeah, I saw he had like $100,000 worth of minors, and that's fucking terrible.
Brian's good
So,
people. He was, he's in freaking Indonesia. He's on a lifetime trip, and to hear that your hometown swept away.
Yeah.
And he's got a list of supplies that he is dead like hardcore needing. If anybody's go check out his page because he could.
Look into.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it after the show too.
Yeah.
So anybody in the hurricane-stricken areas, especially Hurricane Helene, man, we are praying for you. Hope your family as well. Hope the animals are okay too.
Yeah, and Dubia.com is also, if you can tell them what you need and that you've been affected and your animals need food, they will provide you food as well for your animals, which is wonderful.
Shout out to Dubia.com for that, man.
Yep.
Coming through in the time of need.
Julie, I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah.
So have you ever had to treat animals for things like skin blemishes and things like that? Like light things, you ever see like an animal and like loses a tooth or something, or like a prolapse?
Oh, see you.
Yeah, so when my animals get fucked up, I'm taking it to Julie's house. I'm gonna call Todd and be like, Todd, come get this motherfucking
Todd gonna nurse it back up to health for 95 months.
Yeah. Just see this man with a red beard just breathing life back into my animal.
You gotcha. His dad is a vet, so large animal vet though, so not the same. Yeah, no, we no.
You guys are lucky.
We
got a good vet.
Animals in the last couple months, just random weird, and I didn't necropsy him. One, I would assume she was my boa. I'm going to assume that she ingested some of her cocoa husk with her last rat. I don't know. It was.
When you
I
had,
didn't understand why
which snake was it that you had that ate the puppy pad?
Yeah, pad mom. There she is, right there. She's ready to eat another one. She keeps grabbing them all the time.
Puppy pad.
So that was one thing we had to do. Yes, we had to take her to the vet, and they had to they pulled it out. They were going to charge me so much money, and luckily I was talking to Patrick through the whole thing, and he's like, "Here, I've got this vet. I can't remember. It was somewhere on the East Coast." He's like, "We'll just send her there for it was like a quarter of the cost." So of course, when I called up our vet's office and said, "Never mind, I'll come pick her up. I've got a vet in Massachusetts somewhere." It was not close. They'll take her, they'll do it, they'll keep her for a couple of weeks, and then send her back to me. They were all of a sudden, guess what? Within reason, they could do what I asked them to do in the first place. So
damn,
it's funny how that works.
Yeah. It's crazy why they rap on to the damn puppy pads and it's just like, it's mine now. It's been here for like 4 days.
Yeah, I have got the one. So I was telling Julie, Travis, you had already stepped out, but I took a hit to the face tonight.
That's good. You need that.
Only because I uncovered. So
Lieutenant Dan or?
Huh?
You talking about the booger sugar or what? What you talking about?
The snake. The snake bit me in the face.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, but
Kill Bill.
I keep
this hit to the face. I don't know what's
covered.
going on.
I keep this one covered because that animal is particularly bad about if I come in my office I can literally just be sitting here and all of a sudden you can hear her smack the freaking glass, and I'm worried about her breaking a tooth because I have had to deal with one that broke this corner piece of the jaw.
Yeah.
And it got pretty infected pretty fast. So I cover her and I uncovered her because I thought you would be able to see the top row. You can't. And she went after the plant.
Oh.
So I had to pull her off the plant, and the minute she let go, she went for my face. So
That's what happened. Okay.
but I have had to pull them off of paper towels, the plant, the puppy pad. They're not smart.
They're not. They're just nice looking.
With the puppy pads though, all you really gotta do is put some rubbing alcohol on a damn
Yeah.
Q-tip and rub it on their gums. They'll drop it in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I've had them attack paper towels too. I use the rubbing alcohol. I just get a rub Q-tip, just extremely saturated as quick as possible, and I just put it all in its mouth and just release it.
I just
Patrick's will do that, bro. The animal I got from Patrick, she does that.
Yeah, see, we didn't know. Like, we just gotten her. Todd just fed her a rat. Like, he checked on her before we went to bed. She ate the rat. Everything was good. She was perched. She was fine. And then when I went in the next morning to check on her, I was like, "Why'd you
put
take
some
her
deodorant on.
last night?" She was like,
Make sure you put some deodorant on.
I'm like, but like her water
Sorry,
dish was still sitting. Her water dish wasn't spilled. Like it was all just like that. He's like, I didn't do that. I'm like, well, then she ate her puppy pad. So yes, when they did the X-ray on her at the vet's office, she had the rat, and then here's a puppy pad.
See, I've never had them go after the puppy pad after like I fed them. It's like it's always been like when I'm replacing the puppy pad or like when I'm in there cleaning with a paper towel. I don't really remove my animals unless I just have to.
Right.
And it's always then that they've gone after it. So I don't bother with the alcohol. I just grab their face and pull it off.
Yeah, no, she ate the whole thing. Didn't bother her. I mean, and she had the giant croc in her.
It's good. I'm glad it fucking hates you, you motherfucker.
Yep. And the other day I walked in here, she saw my shadow and snagged a puppy pad again. I'm like, hey, stop.
See, and that's why I have to cover that one up there because all you do the lightest movement. And it's like, what the hell are you going after?
She's at the top. She's on the top row though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's right there. She's ready to eat anything.
I wonder if that's the thing.
Really pretty little male. Hopefully,
Julie, your girl's on the top row too.
Yeah, mine's on the top row.
See, mine is on the top row. I think that maybe has something to do with our shadow while we walk in the room.
Yeah, she did this though when she was like sitting on a dresser in a bedroom by herself.
Oh, okay.
But she still does it now. She's just super.
No, I have to cover it. Both of my animals that are the meanest animals in this house came from the same place, came from the same breeder. So
shout out to John Lucky with the evil animals.
No, it ain't John's.
I know that's what I said.
It ain't John's.
My John Lucky animal is a bitch.
Yeah, mine is nice.
Yes, yours is nice too.
I've got one that's nice and one that's
it's nice. Like it don't bite.
It's nice.
Yeah. No.
Shit. Jamaica don't play no games.
I think that she just shows love in an interesting way.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what it is.
Like she one of those ultra aggressive women.
Yeah.
That's how some people show love.
It's like the girl that sleeps with your homeboys. She still loves you. She loves you.
Because that's not love, dog. That's called domestic violence.
All right, man. So,
baby.
Oh no.
We got enough time for a quick topic. We're gonna go real quick. And the topic is tools of the trade. What do you look for when picking equipment to use, such as caging or thermostats, heat panels? What have you found that works well? What have you found that doesn't work well? And do you have any equipment that, over the years you would say this shit is tried and true and I'll never change it?
Kiddo, what are you
Um,
doing to that baby?
and we will start with Carly.
Okay.
So yeah, my biggest thing, I like things to look the same. I like things to look uniform. So when
Yeah,
I'm
like at least
looking
like
for like caging, perches, that kind of stuff, I wanted to make sure I was going with somebody who had a reputation, who has clearly been around for a while and clearly was going to continue to be around for a while. Because I'm telling you right now, I will lose my mind if Black Box stops selling cages because all of mine look the same, and that's the way that I want them to be.
Hope they go out of business tomorrow.
I would be so mad. I would be so upset.
You gonna do what?
I
You
would
just
order. I would order a shit ton of cages before they went out of business. Like if I knew, I'm at least on close enough terms with them that they would tell me. So I would absolutely order probably excessive amounts of cages because I know that I would need them in the same, same thing. Um,
contract crap.
yeah, basically. So I racks have been a little bit harder for me to find. I am getting ready to go with some brace racks, which I'm very excited about.
Shout out to Brace.
brace
Yeah.
exotics, baby.
So
All my
very
racks here are
excited.
brace exotics.
Yeah. And other than that, I mean, I pretty much pick
I got 5 racks from brace.
Yeah, I pretty much keep companies that
I got
I
2.
know are tried and true. If somebody's got it, there's a really good chance. I'm not against giving new people opportunities, but I can't be, I'm not like solid that somebody's going to stick around right when they've opened their caging business. Your cages might look amazing, but if you're not going to stick around, you're not going to help me because I need stuff following up. So that's pretty much what I look
What
for.
about heat panels and thermostats and things like that?
So I like the VE heat panels. I've never had issues with the VE heat panel. I have unfortunately had issues with the Pro panels. Um, so I'm perfectly fine with the VEs. That's what I use. Thermostats, I use Herpstats. Um, and I will not mix it up. I don't care if somebody gives me like 5 different VE thermostats for free. I'm not using them. I'm using the Herpstats because they match.
I
So
mean, I guess if that works, that works. Okay. We'll move on to Julie.
We love our focus cubes. Like we
We
went
know
and
you
picked
do.
up,
They're
we went
nice.
and picked up our first ones from their garage. Like when they were still selling out of their garage, we picked up our first enclosures. So we keep with that. Like these 2 that are right here that aren't being well. This is for the rhinos, the rhino rat snakes. He's trying to come out now. And this is for banana pectinata iguana. Taking a little snooze up there. You can actually see her now.
So what is that cage for?
So this is a banana pectinata. He's a iguana, a spiny tail iguana. Oh,
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can see her a little bit there. She's napping right there.
I can see her.
Yeah. So, and then over here we've got the rhino rat snakes.
What's the other big ass one to the other side of you? You barely showed it.
The all white one.
That was a fun one to get. We had to borrow somebody's like trailer to go pick this one up. So that one has another banana pectinata in it and a couple little Herman's tortoises on the bottom. So yeah.
Oh.
So like we were really hoping the 2 girls would get along and live in there together, but the one who lives in there, she's really feisty with our other little one. So
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have any idea what you were talking about when you said banana pectinata. I was like, "What is that?" And then you said iguana, and I was like, "Okay."
yeah, they're a different kind of iguana. I don't know. I love iguanas too. They're so my face. So the spiny tails, the Cuban rocks. I have some of those. So anyway, so we keep with that. We do have some black boxes too. We try to keep the colors the same. So there's a wall behind me that's all white. It keeps that the same. So these drive Todd crazy that they're the black because it doesn't really fit with what we have going on. But we got them with a couple snakes that we bought. So we ended up repurposing them for like not the green trees, just because it was something that worked for some of our other animals. And we're the opposite. We like the pro panels, and we'll use the VEs if we have to. But pro panels is usually have a go. Yeah, herp stats is what we have too. So, was there something else in there too? I think that was it, right?
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
I love the focus cages 100%. My biggest thing is like I can drive. I don't like building these things.
Right.
So I can drive to Atlanta where
Mhm.
Black Box is and pick up a whole bunch of stuff in a trailer. I don't have to build it.
Right.
I don't build. I didn't even put the perches in these, y'all.
You
I
would
didn't
you
even
listen to
close the door.
You listen to Welcome to Atlanta on the way there? You listen to Youngblood, damn, on the way there. As soon as you pull up in town.
I listen to podcasts on the way there.
Okay.
All right. Do you guys got anything else that you guys want to get off? Like this went by real fast. This was one of the funner keepers classes. This was real fun.
No, it was though. This probably
This was
was
fun.
the best one. In
You
a long
weren't here
time.
for half of it, Kino.
Yeah, but you guys breezed through it.
I was only
you
here
guys
for I was only
you
here for
guys
30
talked.
minutes. Hey Carly, kiss my black ass.
Natural black
I only missed the
ass.
first
I don't
30
know
He
where
minutes.
don't.
it's
He's
been.
got a natural black ass. He don't got a BBL though.
Look at it.
There's been other football parks, so it's a little salty, a little sweaty.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Little
like
little
though.
grass,
I like
little
though.
grass flakes
It
in
ain't
it.
like
Crumbs
no,
and fish
it ain't like
tacos.
this.
I watch my
It ain't
son.
like third grade. It ain't like third grade level. I like good.
Mm-hmm.
Swing my
Okay.
dough. Swing my dough. Y'all got anything else before we get out of here?
I posted the other day my two new kids trying to figure out what the fuck they were doing together on a perch. We actually have a picture of a lock. They actually did figure it out. It's a really awkward looking lock, but
What pair was that?
they're getting it. It's an Aru we got from Kevin James, and
Shout out to Kyle James.
who is the guy that's in there?
Shout out to Trinidad James.
Trinidad.
Oh, is it Break? Is it Little Break? Oh shit, who is in there with him?
Julie, how many pairings are you doing this season?
We've got 6 going on right now. 1, 2, 3.
How many you doing this year, Carly?
Me?
Yeah.
I have 3 pairs that I will see how they're feeling. I will be more than happy if I just get 2 clutches. I really don't want 3 clutches. I didn't want 2
I hope
clutches.
you get 3 30-egg clutches.
Yeah. 30 ball.
No, let's not wish that on me.
Yes. We need
I
to see your hair turn
I
gray.
wish you all the success from the Chondro guys.
Last season we had quite a few
I want to
pairs
see your
together,
eyelashes fall out.
and only 1 came through. So that's why we're doing 7. It'll probably
So
keep
of your 6 parents, Julie, what are they? And then Carly, what are your 3 that you gonna potentially try?
we have a hodgepodge going on over here. It's just like a
It's just
open
whatever.
forum. No. Arus were my favorite. Like when we started all this and couldn't get one to save my life, and now we look in the thing, and when Todd goes to like start thinking about what we're going to pair, he's like, "You have like a fuck ton of Arus now, and what are we going to do?" So it's a couple Aru Biak mixes. Our one Aru girl that's locked up now is with Little Brick. He's from. Oh my God, bless! How did I just forget that? That might message me soon here. But he has sickness blood in him.
You said his name is Little Bridge?
Little Brick.
Little Brick? Okay.
Yeah, see, the name is like so close, and I can see his face, and I can't remember. Yeah, Little Brick.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, another like Aru Biak and our 2 that we got, our first 2 that we got from Patrick, are males. They're in with some fancy females, Arus. But yeah, a lot of Aru mix going on. And a couple designers. Jason Brumley. God bless. That's where Wilbur is.
Jason Brumley, okay.
Well, yes. Bless it.
Hey, are you
Charlie,
guys?
what you been got going on over there?
Hold on one second. Hey, Julie, you guys coming to Carpet Fest?
Yes.
Okay.
Still in our plan. Yes. Are you going to be there?
Yeah, I'm bringing my kids too.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
You gonna be at this little Migo and Migano.
Come see the zoo.
And Charlie, what you got going on over there? What your three potential clients look like?
I am doing one of my John Leckie females to my love male, the Popcorn Sissy, Lucia Duffman, one that has produced for me before.
Shout out to
So
the
that
sisters.
should be pretty nice. I'm doing a Clyde Claus animal to a really nice Biak. So we'll see if he figures that out. And then I'm also actually breeding. Do you remember that Craigslist snake that I got for $100? That first one that's really nice and minty?
Oh.
Yeah, Macarena or whatever. Macarena.
McCarran. I'm
There you go.
actually giving her a try with a younger sibling to Garrick's Kronos. So it's Wamena Manic Worry. So, and they're both very bluey, very minty. So that's more of obviously a locality cross. I don't know what she is. Some sort of Cyclops Wamena looking animal. I mean, I picked her up basically free because she was in a gecko cage and I sold the gecko cage for $100. So, but I'm going to give her her first shot this year.
Okay.
She's smaller, but she's old. She's plenty old enough. So we'll see. It kind of depends. I'm doing two
close as old.
untested males. I don't have no idea what they will do. I am going to switch I'll switch the Clyde Claus male out for my GG male that bred for me this past
What's
year.
your big untested males? You talking about like virgins?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they don't know what they're doing, like I said, I'll switch one of the pairings out. One of them, I'm not concerned about it. That love male would breed a stick. I mean, he'll chase him to the ground.
Yes. That is.
He is
Sometimes, you know,
not giving up.
sometimes they're gonna run, but you gotta
He'll chase him to the ground.
chase the cat.
I keep a camera on them because I'm convinced he's going to piss them off. But he does not let up, and he's
He
pretty
got that
much.
time of dog in him, Charlie.
I put him in the cage first thing in the morning, and he's like, "I know what I'm doing. I'm going."
Yeah, shoot a hot one out of me.
So it's morning and it's up.
Yeah, he's mean as shit, but he'll breed. And listen, that's all I can ask for.
Yeah, that's all you really need.
Hey,
You
a
don't
good
really
breed
like
of
getting
male
off
is
too much.
so underrated, man.
Yeah.
He's got some really nice genetics in him. He's really plain green, except for he's got a lot of lime speckling and white, blue, and yellow speckling in him. But it's not like anything dramatic. But he's got good genetics and he breeds, so he's not going anywhere.
Okay, that's what's up.
Charlie, I ain't gonna lie, you kind of boring now because it seems like you don't got your southern accent no more.
Me, I'm sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
the
She
baby's
don't got the
got
twang.
All right, cool.
got
I was
RSV
definitely about to
too.
downgrade you.
Sorry,
But-
I'm sick. I'm struggling.
Saying.
So I'm just really stuffy. I'm sorry.
All right, cool. All right, no, you get a pass for that. That's cool.
We've been battling. Owen's got croup and RSV, so we've been battling that over here.
Oh man, listen, I want y'all to know that this time of year is actually hand, foot, and mouth season. Since I had hand, foot, and mouth season, I'm gonna let y'all know y'all don't want hand, foot, and mouth. So
I have had that.
stay away
Yeah,
from
Cash
all the
had it.
kids.
Cash had it last year, so
Yeah, stay away from all the kids.
he
Don't
looked
talk
like
to a
he looked
child.
like he had A's on his face.
If you see a kid spraying with Lysol, run the other direction. Don't talk to
That's-
a child.
Somebody gonna whoop your ass, Travis. Spraying that kid like
Man, listen, it's him and me, bro. It's him and me, and I ain't going through it again. They had to give me Percocets so that I
This
didn't have
shit hurts.
because I
It's
couldn't walk. They give me
ridiculous. No, it's
Percocets.
painful.
They call
Yo,
him Mambo Future.
Oh,
yeah, the doctor was just like, listen. He was like, listen, man.
I had
I
it. We
can give
got
you
it in the
something for the
summer,
pain.
and
I
it
can
was
give you.
like
That's all I can do for you.
those itty bitty blisters, like in between your toes, on the
Oh
bottom
yeah,
of your toes. It is so painful. It's like ant bites.
oh.
yeah. But when I got them
Oatmeal.
perks, I was good. I was good off them perks.
I'll take them all.
Who toast?
Easy way out.
Double up.
I started rapping like Future when I want the perks. All right, y'all.
Drinking
Uh,
Purple
drinking purpley. I think that's been us for tonight, man.
Probably
We
drink.
really, really thoroughly appreciate y'all for coming through. This has been a blast. And and if y'all would like to have a ladies' night keepers class part 2, man,
Yeah.
I'm down for it. I'm down
I'm
for
down for it too.
it.
Just
But
gotta
this
give
is
me an
awesome.
advance because this is way past my old ass's bedtime.
Yeah, it's
We know
picture
you
day
are.
tomorrow
You
for
just
me
need.
too. This is still like, oh shit. Be like,
Oh shit!
picture.
I think it's Owen's picture.
We
Just
know,
picture.
Carly. We know that you owe you
Yeah,
and your Starbucks mug in the morning era.
yeah.
You're old too.
No,
Carly probably listen. I almost got hit
no.
by a lady. She turned in front of me to get to Starbucks, and I was like, "Man, this chick be out here wilding." And I was now talking to Carly, like Carly probably dry like that to get
No,
Starbucks in the morning.
y'all will be very happy to know. My newest parasite does not like coffee, so
Oh,
Good. You
I
don't
have
need it.
been just cold turkey cut caffeine
oh.
right
Okay.
at.
Oh, fool.
I'm
Drink
not
some water.
embarrassed to say it. Right at
Yeah.
pumpkin spice season, and I'm mad about it.
Tea. There you go.
Yeah, pumpkin spice season. I
Oh,
knew
it's
you was
so
pumpkin
good.
spice.
Oh,
You
it's
got your
so
when you
good.
go get the pumpkin spice. You got like the little pumpkin spice outfit with the high boots and the little
No,
vest,
I do the pumpkin.
What?
You got to do
the
the
little
pumpkin
hat.
chai lattes.
Julie said
You
the
talking about the
hat.
brown? You talking about the light brown Uggs?
No,
Yeah.
I don't own Uggs. I do not own Uggs.
She
Nope.
shows she pulls up
With
to
the oversized
Starbucks.
sweater. The oversized sweater.
She
I got
pulls up to
those.
Starbucks with her Pitbull CD loud as hell.
Who owns CDs?
You,
That's what he's saying.
you.
No, sir. No, darling, I do not.
Pull up
I
Big
don't have
Boy.
a
That's
CD
crazy.
player in my Tahoe.
Yeah, you got it all on digital
You don't got a
Pitbull.
CD
That's what you
player?
listen to.
No, they don't have a CD player.
Yeah, my truck don't have a CD player either. It kind of makes me sad.
Still probably driving around with the things that go on the sun visors that you put the CDs in.
He might.
I can see him. He's smiling. Look, I can see him doing that. Just pull
I feel
this
like,
Hey, look, hit that Frankie Maryland Bay's greatest hits up there.
yeah, you got to bump that. I feel like Carly probably has like Kesha's greatest hits. She just flicks the
Listen,
CD.
as
Charlie
long as
don't know
we're
nothing
not,
about Frankie
don't
Beverly and
got
Mays,
those
dog. She don't know
LimeWire
nothing about that.
CDs.
Yeah.
Julie, you listen to Frankie Beverly and Mays?
Do I listen to what?
She don't
Frankie
know what
Beverly and
that is.
Mays.
I don't know who that is.
Listen, she don't listen to that.
Carly,
She
I know
might.
you don't. I know you don't, Carly, but
She might
you
have
don't
a
either,
Hall
Julie.
and Notes greatest
I
hits.
listen to Chris Stapleton, Lady Wilson. It's all country over here.
Yeah, that's
Oh
what she
shit, he's
listens
still
to.
got a Walkman. Damn.
Can I ask you a question? Julie, was you upset when Garth Brooks started being Chris Gaines?
I probably
Who's
was
Chris
not very
Gaines?
into that. No, I don't know.
It was when Garth Brooks he was like cosplaying as a dude dressed in black.
I don't even know who Chris Gaines is.
That's who he was. He changed his name. Like he started
We're
calling
going too
himself
deep. We're
Chris
going too
Gaines.
deep on country music.
That's
Oh, I
bro.
did not know
Listen,
that. No, yes, I have heard about that, but yeah, no, I wasn't really into that. I'm into
listen.
my science classroom. That's about just trying to figure out the words these kids are saying nowadays.
She's like, what is a bro head?
Stigma? What is skibbity?
A what?
Stigma, skibbity.
What's
I
the
don't know.
fucking
There's all
skibbity?
kinds of words.
What's a skibbity?
I don't know. One of them is good. One of them is bad. Maybe one of them's better. Maybe one of them's not. I don't know. I still have to figure that out.
They be making stuff
Skibbity.
up.
They
See, that's a
Yeah,
good
they
one.
just.
I ain't gonna lie though. Being around the
You don't
football
make some
team, I ain't
words
gonna
up.
lie. I be hitting them TikTok dances though.
Yes. Oh, all of those.
I be doing the one where they roll and they be.
I need a video of this,
Stop.
or it didn't
Stop.
happen.
All right, that's been enough
I
for
be acting a
tonight,
fool. I be
Keno.
acting a fool out there with the kids.
So listen. So next week, hear me out. Start with Keno's TikTok dances, please.
I will if I get them. If I
So
get
you
the
want me?
video of
I'm
it.
saying, you want a video or do you want me to do it live?
No, I want you to do like an actual TikTok.
See, the thing is,
Get
I
your
don't
tripod out and
I
do
don't
it.
do actual. No, I don't do actual TikTok. It's just when they do something good, I
To
do a
what
TikTok
Keno
dance
did,
on the
where he goes,
sideline.
If I get the video, I'll put
It's
it up.
homecoming this week. I might hit the.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? I might hit the top for you. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
right.
we're
Hit the Dougie.
expecting. We have high expectations. Okay.
Let's see.
All right,
I don't
y'all.
know why. They should be real low for my TikTok dance.
Yeah,
Start
make sure
low.
you pull your pants up to your chest.
Khalil will help
Show your
you.
age.
One thing you won't have to worry about, Carly or Julie, is me sending you weird pictures with two snakes. I don't do that.
No, do not.
I don't do that. I don't do that
one.
one. I graduated high school, but I don't do that stuff no more.
Okay, whatever.
No more.
That's been us from the Chondro Bar Room.
I was like 15 when I did that.
We appreciate Julie
Like, hey,
and
what you think about
Carly
this?
and Keto's nonsense. It's been a blast. Hopefully, we see Julie and Carly
She asked
back.
for it though. I didn't send those unsolicited. That's all. Just
Okay.
one for the record.
You don't have to explain that to us. It's 2024. We don't care.
She asked. It was like 03. So.
Okay, it was good. Thank God, everybody survived without needing to go to a counselor. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Carly. Thank you, Keno, for showing up close to when we were supposed to start. And that's been us for the
I feel like
Chondro
that was
Bar
an
Room.
unnecessary shot. You know what I'm saying? At the brother.
Have a good week.
One day you just need to shock everybody and be on time.
I was like 3 weeks ago. You should have.